The ability to bench 300 pounds is impressive by most people's standards, and this is regardless of your size, but it might take you some time to get to this. When I first started lifting, I was about 16 years old and maxed out around 90 pounds. Yeah, that's me, I was a twig. But I put in the work, and I was first able to lift 300 pounds when I was 25 years old, weighing roughly 160 pounds. Now no, this isn't the actual video, this is a recording later when I hit 315. Well, if you're watching this video, hopefully you can implement some of these tips into your own training program and speed up this process. I'll explain some of the mistakes that I've made and help you avoid them. So let's get right into this. Tip number 1 is frequency. How many days are you able to train your chest? Now this can be applied to other muscle groups as well, but when I was younger and first started lifting, I would destroy chest on Monday. My workout would look something like this: 5 sets on the flat bench, incline bench, decline bench. I would go to dumbbells, I would mix in a few sets of flies, maybe a set or two of push-ups, and maybe some dips. I spent the entire week extremely sore, and this isn't necessarily the best way to train. I did get stronger, yes, but this adds a lot of what we call junk volume. Jeff Nippert has a really good video on this topic, and I'll put it in the description if anyone wants to watch it. Now, ideally, people assume that progress falls on a linear line, something like this. The more volume you do, the more progress you'll see. But research supports the idea that there's a point of diminishing returns, and the line of progress looks something more like this, where too much volume doesn't really have much of a benefit and can actually be hindering your gains. So how do we fix this? Imagine calculating your total sets for the week. I'm gonna put on this chart to the left 10 and to the far right 30. These are the appropriate amount of sets you should be doing throughout a week. If you're a new lifter, 10 to 15 sets might be all you need. For a more moderate lifter, 15 to 20 might be best. And if you're an advanced lifter, 20 to 30 sets might be best for you. Now, of course, training intensity is super important, and that will alter your variables on how many sets you should be doing. If you're not training super intense, you can hit more sets. If you're training to failure every time you lift the weight, then less sets. But one of the big things is, how do we mix in 20 sets of volume all in one workout? Well, we don't. We split it up into 2 separate workouts. So let me show you what a workout for myself might look like. On Monday, let's say I hit 5 sets on flat bench, 5 sets on incline, and 5 sets on flies. Now this totals me about 15 sets. Now let's say Thursday or Friday come around and my chest isn't sore anymore because I was able to recover quicker. Well, now we can get back under the bar, and let's say I do 3 sets on flat bench, 3 sets on flat dumbbells, and 3 sets of push-ups. Now that means I've totaled 24 sets, and even if I'm not lifting with the most optimal rep range, I'm still gonna see a lot better improvements splitting those workouts up. But that's gonna lead us directly into our next tip: rep ranges. Now you can get stronger without optimal rep ranges, but at the end of the day, there is data that shows very clearly that heavier loads lead to better strength gains. A rep range between 1 and 6 will be best for strength gains. If you are someone that's trying to get bigger, mixing in some variation with higher rep ranges will be most beneficial. That doesn't mean you won't get bigger with heavier weights. A lot of people seem confused on this topic. I'm gonna link a video at the end so you can get a little better understanding of the best rep ranges for whatever your goal is. It is important to get your body accustomed to lower reps in heavier loads, and this isn't just like, hey, you need to mentally get ready by lifting heavier weights. When training this way, we experience neuromuscular adaptations. This means that you're gonna be experiencing increased maximal muscle activation by the way of motor unit synchronization, muscle recruitment, and increases in neuronal activation. Most people who've lifted for a while have unracked a bar before it and said, wow, this feels lighter than the last time I attempted this. And that's part of that neuromuscular adaptation. The muscle fibers become more in sync, and you might be recruiting more muscle fibers in general. Now, this leads into one of my favorite exercises I would always mix in as I was getting closer to a day I planned on maxing. I would unrack a bar with about 75 to 85% of my max on it and just hold it for about 15 to 25 seconds. Now make sure you're doing this in a safe manner. This type of isometric exercise allows your body to make all those small micro adjustments, and then it transfers very well to when you try to max out, and it makes the weight feel so much lighter. Tip number 3 is form. Now this is probably one of the more important tips. I probably should have led with it, but it's not as sexy of a tip, and most people would have probably been like, yeah, obviously if I have better form, I'm gonna have better strength gains. But it's not that intuitive. I think a lot of people, even myself, when I first started lifting, it was all about how much weight can I put on the bar and just get it up no matter what. This included bouncing the bar off my chest, lifting my hips, and just driving through the ground. I can only speak for myself, but I'm much more impressed when I see someone in the gym with perfect form that's controlling that bar the whole way up and the whole way down, versus someone that's just throwing on maybe 225 and just bouncing it off their chest. I don't think ego lifting really impresses anyone. So we do want to make sure that we're mastering our form so that we can develop that muscle in a proper manner. If you guys want more information on that rep range video I talked about, I'm going to link that right up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit that like button if you found value and subscribe to the channel. I am on TikTok, and if you want to know if your form looks good, my tag is somewhere on the screen here. Feel free to post a video, tag me in it, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Have a good day. We'll see you guys next time.